This morning I took a drive to the interior store to go and pick up the interior bits for Uncle Austin's Mercedes, as well as the parts we needed for our Mercedes wagon. I then took a taxi to Uncle Richard's auto body so that I can collect Uncle Austin's freshly painted Mercedes. Hello everybody and welcome back to My Garage Revivals. Right, so we are here to pick up Uncle Austin's Mercedes, which has been painted. So this is the two-tone color that we were talking about in the previous episode, or well, episode before the previous episode. So we've got this dark gray or gunmetal gray two-tone on the wheels and the bumpers and the spoiler, and the color code we went for is this yeah, I think it's a 1C6060. That is the color code of this blue or green. I'm not really sure what color it is. But yeah, we need to get this thing back to the shop so that we can sort out this interior, which currently doesn't match the car color very well. So yeah, we're just going to take a nice drive over to our shop and see if we can get this thing sorted out today. So here we go. Alright, and here we are back at our shop, or our cabin, or the gas station, whatever you would like to call it. So we do have a little bit of work to do on this car today. So we've got some interior bits to swap out. So this is pretty much what's going in this car. The interior parts we're taking out of this one will go with the car we've got over here. This will be sent to Hugo very soon. But we need to start looking for a car trailer of some sort, because it's costing me a lot of money to pretty much rent the trailer each time. And I also did get a headliner as well as the new center console and seat for the Wagon Mercedes over there. I haven't found a hubcap for it just yet. We are still missing that, and we also didn't order the windows and stuff yet. So we still have to get to that eventually. But I think what we're going to do today is just do the interior on this car. We also have this customer NIVA over here. We need to do a transmission swap on, because this thing is completely dead. It doesn't move at all. So that's something I wanted to rather do on the lift, but yeah, they had it towed in here, and this is pretty much where it stands now. So we need to do the transmission where it is parked at the moment. And then we will get our Mercedes wagon over here sorted out with the interior bits, and then we can start stripping suspension of this car. So there is not a lot to do. I did give a little bit of a look around. So there's quite some work, but there's not really too much to do. And then we're also going to be removing the whole engine so that we can replace the rusty old cross member over there. And then obviously we're going to recondition the engine and take it all apart and see what is happening. So I'm going to have to look for an engine stand to put this engine on so that we can work on it. So yeah, that is pretty much the plan for the next episode as well, to start working on the engine of this car. And we might actually be getting another customer vehicle in as well, from a buddy of mine called Cyclone, because apparently he had an accident with his El Camino that was recently built by another guy also in town, that had a shop in town. So yeah, that is something we're going to be working on as well. But yeah, as for now, we are just going to jump into this interior of this car as soon as we are done with the gearbox on the NIVA. So I think that is pretty much where I'm going to start today. So let's grab our toolbox and get our floor jack out here, and then see if we can get this job knocked out of the park. So I'm hoping we're going to have enough clearance under the NIVA if we just jack it up to get under there. But I'm pretty sure we will. Otherwise, we're going to have to get creative over here. So yeah, let's just see how this is going to go. if we are going to get it lifted up. Yeah, not really much. So this is a little bit more trickier than the Lad sedan we did a transmission swap on a little bit earlier on the series. So we are just going to loosen the bolts we can get to from the top over here. And then we're going to see if we can get under this thing somehow and get to those drive shaft bolts. Because as I said, this thing isn't moving, so we can't get it on the lift, which is always something fun. And I don't want to go pushing this thing all the way over there. So we are just going to have to play a bit of a guessing game over here. Alright, I did manage to get it out, but it was a little bit of a struggle. So I'm going to see if we can manage to get the new one in. And then we are just going to see if this thing moves at all. So yeah, let me get in here to tighten up some of these bolts. Alright, and let's make sure to get these ones as well. Alright, let's lean in over here, get that sorted out. Alright, so I think for the bolts on the drive shaft, I'm going to try and readjust this jack so that we can get a little bit more clearance under the vehicle. So I think if we do it under this beam over there, maybe. Let's just give it a little bit of a test. Yeah, that's not really helping much, but we're going to see. Alright, and I think we got lucky and we've got all the bolts tightened on the transmission. So that is very good. So now I just want to make sure this thing is moving around so that we can let the customer know his vehicle is done. And I think also we've got some money that I haven't put in my pocket yet from Uncle Austin. This is our last payment for the job. So that is also $5,000. So let me just add that to my pocket as well. So obviously I had spent quite a bit of money on the interior bits for our Mercedes wagon. Uncle Austin did pay for these. We just had to go and fetch it. So that is pretty much why our bank account was so low. Alright, so let's see if this thing is going to move now. Yeah, there we go. That is working. And before I couldn't even shift into second. So yeah, we are getting all the gears over here. And they all seem to be working. Not a powerful little car at all. Yeah, but all the gears seem to be working, so yeah, we are pretty much just going to park it here at the gas station. And then we are going to quickly let the customer know their vehicle is ready for collection. So there we go. That is one job done. So let's get into the next one. After I've given the customer a quick phone call here. Alright, so there we have it. The customer came to pick up their car. So that is already job done and paid for. So yeah, we're gonna pretty much get into this interior. So before we do anything, I do want to take out the cluster over here so that we've got this cluster installed into our new dashboard, which I put over here. So we'll just pop that in there, and then that is pretty much sorted. So now if we take the dashboard out, we're gonna need our screwdriver. We should be able to just slot the new one in and zip it down, and that'll pretty much transform this car's interior already quite a bit. So yeah, we've got a very good condition brown dashboard for our donor vehicle, which will be pretty much, I'll see what I can get installed in this car with the parts that's left of it before I send it over to Hugo. So that is pretty much what's happening with the brown interior. Alright, so let's get this dashboard tightened up over here. Alright, and that is that sorted. Perfect. Now we're going to move over to the other bits and pieces. We are going to need our wrench for that. So I'm going to start with the center console. So this actually has got a good radio in as well. We're going to see if we're going to use that in our wagon maybe. I don't know if our wagon has got a radio in it, but we did get our center console from the interior store, and I did get a new radio with it as well, but I had to pay a little bit extra for that, just to get that sorted. Alright, so let's get this bolted down as well, and that is pretty much our center console done. However, I just forgot, we need to change the shifter below that. So let's just get our carpet set up in place again, and let's quickly remove the shifter, because these bolts are a little bit hard to get to if you got the center console in. So that is also going in our donor vehicle over there, or it's going with our donor vehicle actually. Alright, and let's get our black shifter installed over there. Just bolt that down. Right, let's open some more doors over here, because next up I'm going to do the door cards. Alright, and let's get that bolted down. Okay, perfect. So the door cards, they've got one bolt each. So these are easy to remove. So we are looking for the front left, which is this one. Let's slap that on the car. Bolt it down. Let's grab this one as well. Nice and easy. Nothing to it but to do it actually. We've got our rear left panel. Let's just get that on the car. Alright, so let's take this around on our way over there. Alright, let's take this one off. Yeah, I would like to keep these things together. Alright, and let's go and grab the other one. Over here. Slap it on. And let's take off the last one. And there we go. Alright, let's just go and put that by the other ones. Alright, we are making quite a bit of a mess over here, but that is fine. Right, there we go. We've got our door card installed, and now we're going to jump into the seats, and then we will do the headliner last. Alright, so let's get this seat unbolted over here. Very easy. There we go. We've got our brown rear seat removed. Alright, let's grab our new black seat over here. Be sure to tighten these two bolts. And then we're going to pop off the rear deck, or the rear panel over there. So we're going to need our pry tool here. Let's quickly do this. Alright, there it goes. Let's get this taken out with the headrests. And then we've got our brand new one over here. So we'll pop on there. And while we have got our pry tool handy, let's go ahead and take off these B-pillar trims. So we've got this one. And we've got another one on this side. Gonna pop off. And just set it down. Alright, I think we should be done with our pry tool now. Well, at least for now. And then we will quickly snap this into place. And the other one. Just like that. Perfect. Alright, so now we are going to grab our wrench again. And we're going to do the front seats. And then we'll do our headliner quickly. Alright, so we are almost done with this. This is really not so bad. Alright, just gotta get to these bolts. They're a little bit finicky sometimes. And I think there we go. That is one seat out of the car, driver seat. And let's grab our new driver seat over here. Slap that into place. Okay, perfect. And I can't remember where this bolt is. It's always hiding here. There we go. I've got it. All right, perfect. And our last seat. And then it's just pretty much the headliner. And then we can call this job done. All right. And over there. Okay, perfect. And our last seat. Alright, let's just make sure that is not going anywhere. There we go. Alright, and let's put this seat in. Just be sure to bolt them down. And we've got one in the front. Over there we go. Alright, that is our seats done. And now we just pretty much need to take off our headliner, which is basically held in by the two screws on the rear view mirror over here. Let me grab that. Okay, that, and we'll just put that over here for now. And let's grab our headliner. Alright, and set that down like that. And then grab the new one with the brand new sun visors in as well. Get that in place, and then we'll grab our rear view mirror over here. There we go. And zip it down. Alright, I think the black interior is working much better in this car with this color. As I said, it's a much more uniform color. Let's just close this window again. Alright, so that is pretty much the job done. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we are going to tackle the Mercedes wagon by putting it up on the lift. But before I do that, I think we can quickly just swap out the seat, the center console, and put in our headliner as well. So that's pretty much a repeat of what we just did. So let's start with our... Oops. Alright, let's start with our headliner. So we're going to come and remove the rear view mirror, which I've got over here. Alright, let's just put that down there for now. So this has also got the brand new sun visors installed as well. So this can go in. Now I'm not too sure if this car actually takes the B-pillar trims as well. It looks like it, but we do have the ones from the donor vehicle. And I believe they are the same. Let's just get in here with our rear view mirror and zip it down, and that is our headliner installed. So we do need the B-pillar trims, so we can quickly grab that from our donor car over here. There we go, we've got this one, and that still looks pretty decent. Just snap it in there. And the one on the passenger side, yeah, that looks a little bit moldy, so we might have to get a new one of those, but that's fine. I'm not going to bother with that just yet then. So that one can stay for now. I'll just make a note of that and be sure to get that part as well. Alright, so let's do our center console. So we do have, yeah, we don't have a radio in this one, so might actually pop the one from the brown interior in here. So let's quickly do that. Let's grab our pry tool over there. Right, so where did I put this now? So there we go, we've got our stereo. Let's just be sure to pop it in there. Alright, let's get this center console installed. Alright, the first one, I'm going to remove this one. Alright, perfect. And be sure to have our carpet in place. And grab our new center console, and there we go. That is looking a lot better already. We just gotta swap out this moldy seat over here. Alright, so let's go here. We've got a bolt there and there once again. And let's get this taken over here. So this will probably go to the scrapyard. And then we'll go and grab our new seat. I wonder if this radio actually worked. I never really tested it, but we will see. I think the truck also needs a radio in it. But I'm not going to be too concerned about it. That's a work truck. Right, so here's our driver's seat. That is in place and bolted down. Alright, so this car, each episode, it just gets closer and closer to becoming factory fresh. So there's definitely still quite a bit of work to do to this, but I think we are definitely getting there. With the paint job done, at least now we can have a vehicle that is not, you know, multicolored like it was. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this car up onto our 2-post lift over here and see if we can get it up in the air and start working on the suspension parts, because there's quite a few suspension parts I need to swap out, and we're also going to be replacing our steering column, so we'll also try and remove that. Alright, and she fires up, no problem. I think let's see if we can do a reverse move over here. I think we should be able to do it. Just gotta see if we can line it up properly. Alright, so what I'll do is we'll park it here and just set the handbrake for now, because we're gonna have to move it a bit backwards to get it up on the lift. So we'll just do that by pushing it. Alright, so that is looking a little bit crooked, but that's okay. And we'll just lean in here and see if we can get our handbrake set. Alright, that is perfect. And this car is going to be on the lift here until we've got all our suspension parts sorted out. So let's extend these arms and see if we can get this thing lifted up safely without any issues. Sure, if we take caution here, everything should be fine. Okay, so moment of truth. Let's see if this is going to work. And there it goes. Perfect. I think that is a very nice height as well. So we are good to start working. So I think to make it easier, we're just going to start here where we've got no hubcap. So we're going to strip off this wheel and all the brakes, and we'll go through all of that pretty much. So yeah, that is going to be a couple of parts we're going to be taking off here. So the shock absorber still looks fine, but I think we may have a spare one, so we'll just check. And we do have some brake pads left from the Challenger we did a service on for Hugo as well. So we can go through those and see if there are any better pads. So let's just pop this. Alright, let me just pop that on the shelf for now. Right, we've got a little bit cramped space over there, so it's not really easy to move around. Alright, but we're gonna come and remove our brake disc, which still looks fairly decent. Although it's yeah, it's not new, but it's still serviceable, if I can call it that. Alright, and we've got a, yeah, this hub has seen better days, so we'll have to order that as well. Right, so yeah, that should be fine there. Okay, so moving along, we do need a control arm on this side. So we are going to order pretty much all of these brand new, because they are looking a little bit tired, so at least I know what I need. And they aren't luckily that expensive, so we'll just get a new one. Well, replace all of these with new ones. Probably, I think one of them are still fine, but I think it's just best to swap all of them out while we are under here and make sure everything is fine. We are going to need a handbrake cable as well, because that one is looking a little bit tired. Alright, so we've got that taken out. And let's loosen this handbrake cable on this side, if we can get to the bolt. It's hiding behind here somewhere. I think we've got it, so we'll see. Alright, let's move over to the passenger side now. Gonna pop the hubcap off, and we'll just put it on the barrel over here for now. Alright, and let's start with this corner. Alright, so that is our wheel. Perfect. Let's just put it down there. Okay, and what else do we have? So let's take our half axle off here, because this is looking a little bit tired. Alright, so there it goes. I'm gonna have to order most of these parts. So there we go. Let's just put our wheels maybe on one side. And I think I may have yeeted one of these things somewhere now in that process, but that's okay. It is rubbish anyway. Right, so the other day when I was under the little shed over there, I was looking for my pry tool. I actually dropped $10, and yeah, the other day I found out that the wind actually blew it and it was laying there against the wall, so I picked it up again. I don't know if you noticed in the video, we had $10 less in our wallet at the top left. Just some interesting facts. Alright, so we're going to take off this caliper as well. There we go. This doesn't look too bad, so let's go and pop this on the shelf as well over here. So we are going to be servicing these. Yeah, we've got it. Perfect. Alright, so let's see. Now we've got these lower control arms. Let's see how many of these we are going to have to replace. Oh, it looks like we are missing some over here, down here. So I'm actually surprised this car was handling, well, kind of handling, not too bad. But it wasn't nearly as perfect as it was supposed to be. Alright, so let's pop that down there. Alright, let me just get my flashlight on here so that I can see what I'm doing. Alright, so we are going to replace all of these. I don't know what the condition is of this one or how far it is from starting to rust as well. So we'll just get new ones of those. Alright, and our hub seems fine, so I'm not going to bother with that. But in terms of our handbrake cable, that definitely needs to be replaced. If I can get to the bolt back here, I think that should be it. And there it is. Okay, so we're going to need a handbrake cable as well. So that is something we're going to order as well. Alright, so now we're going to move over to the front. I think while we're on this side of the car, let's start over here with this wheel. Let's pop this off and just put it on the barrel over there. Alright, let's get our wheel taken off. Alright, and there it is. Just put it down over there. Alright, so here we've got pretty much the same issue as the back left. We've got a worn hub on this side. So we'll take that off. Let's just put our brake calipers on. Oh, we'll put these on the table for now. Alright, and on this side we're going to do tie rod. Definitely this one is looking a little bit bad, so that is coming off. So we'll get a new tie rod. Alright, and shock absorber looks good, but we probably have to take it off if we are replacing the cross member over here. So let's get these bolts. Oh, they were loose actually. That is quite strange. That is quite strange. So luckily these ones were tight. Right, so that is our lower control arm. It still looks pretty decent, so I'm not going to bother replacing that. We've got our brand new front coil spring we installed a while back, so that is also in place. And further over here we just got the hub, so we'll probably replace this as well. All the brake discs. So I might as well just order new brake discs all round. That's why I haven't even bothered removing the back right one over there, because I will be replacing it. Although I should probably take it off anyway, because then it is done. So let me just quickly remove it. Alright, and let's set that down there by the other ones. Did I just spot rust back here? Let me just double check something. What is cooking over there? Okay, so it's just a little bit of dirt. I almost thought it was rust. But yeah, luckily it isn't rust, so that is good. Alright, so let's have a little bit of an analyze over here. We've got our shock absorber mounted to that, so we should be able to take this part off if we take the engine out. This little mechanism over here, or steering arm, we're gonna have to sort that out as well. Alright, so let's take this off as well. We've got a worn tie rod. We should have actually started on the outside. I'll get another tie rod for that side. Steering link still seems fine, so we'll hang on to that for now. Alright, so we are gonna have to undo these bolts for the cross member to come out. So that is pretty much our engine mounting. So I'm looking for my pry tool now so that I can get that hubcap off. Right, hubcap over there by the rest. Okay, so let's move over to this side now. We are going to take off the wheel. And I can already tell we are going to need a new hub carrier for this side. Alright, so that is a good thing we are actually doing this. Alright, let's take our brake caliper off as well. Okay, perfect. Let's just put this with the other one. So I'll go through those brake pads we have and see if we can get some better ones installed. Alright, so hub carrier needs to be replaced. This hub still looks good, so we'll keep that around. And let's see if we can take off this rusty lower control arm, which has definitely seen better days. So that is coming off. And there goes our coil spring as well, so that can go down there. And this is still a good part, so we'll just make sure we don't throw away good parts. But this hub carrier is definitely rusty, so that is gone. And now I think that is pretty much front suspension stripped off. I don't think there's anything else I need to take off just yet. So I'm gonna put this back into the toolbox. I'm gonna grab our angle grinder and see if we can cut off this cross member. It should fall out if you cut those off. And would you look at that, there it is. Right, so now we can pretty much check the rest of these parts. The ones we have on here, we've got our steering arm, which seems to be in fair condition still, so that is good. We'll put the good parts this side now. And then on the steering box, we've got a very good looking steering box still. So I think this is really a problem, but I can't seem to find the bolts. Oh, there they are. Alright, so let's take this off because that's also still good. And our hub carrier over there, yeah, that was actually supposed to stay on the shock absorber, but yeah, I think you know, for some reason that is pretty much something that is attached to that now. But we will get to that in a bit. So I think now the only thing I really want to do is get this engine removed. So before we lower the car down, let me get these engine bolts from the transmission removed. And also our exhaust system. So I'll set that down over here. That should be fine. Alright, so let's just come in here and get some more bolts removed. Okay, so we can lower this thing down so I can get to the other engine bolts at the top. Alright, this is quite compact down here. Let me go around this side for the other one. Alright, so we've got that already. We've got our earth cable back here. Alternator cable. And then I think we need to take off the fuel line over here. Alright, so that is still looking pretty good, pretty decent. So I'm not going to bother with replacing that. But I think the last bolt we need to do is the one on the starter motor. And then I think the engines should come out. Just like that. There we go. So we've got one inline 6 diesel engine that we need to service. So we are going to be getting a engine holder or engine stand for this. So but I think for the rest of this night, it's just going to stay over here until we can get our hands on an engine stand. So that is pretty much what is going on now. So yeah, we've got a couple of things to do. So I'm in the market for a car trailer. So I'm going to see if I can find a used one. Then we need to get all of this sorted out and the donor vehicle delivered to Hugo. So that's probably something we'll do. And then we'll also return Uncle Austin's Mercedes over here to him. And then, yeah, hopefully by the next episode, I've got all the parts we need for our wagon over here to get that thing sorted out. So I will get the trunk carpets as well as the trim on the sides and our B-pillar trim for that side. We'll get a new one. And then we will get an engine stand to service the engine. And we'll do the suspension work. And then I think this car should be ready to hit the road once we can get everything put back together. But I think also that is going to be a wrap for this episode because it is starting to get dark. And yeah, we've got quite a lot of things done today. So I'm going to thank you guys for watching very much. I do appreciate every view, every like. And also, I do want to ask if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. I will appreciate it very much. But yeah, until the next time, cheerio.